This is the update on the boat. This is the prop shaft with the broken blades that came off of it. And I have ordered some new propellers off of eBay that don't quite fit snugly on the prop shaft, so there's no way that this is going to deliver power. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the same thickness off here from that notch. I'll show you. I'll zoom in a little bit. From that notch in the propeller, the hub. I don't know if there it is. You can see the notch. And I'm going to create a corresponding notch system for this so that I can run either of these propellers. The other thing I'm going to have to do is, since you cannot buy these prop shafts right now because nobody has them, I'm going to have to try to modify this prop and take it down from about 30 millimeters to about 18. So otherwise it's not going to fit inside of the jet port here. So you can see a rim in there where it must have taken a rock and spun it, and that's what took the fins off. So that's what I'm dealing with. So I'm just trying to make it so that I can use propellers and have a constant supply of these that will work. Also, I think this might work unmodified on my Funtech Shark, so probably use a new propeller on that too. But let's see if this works. I'm going to put in a Dremel tool. I already kind of started, but then I thought I'll video this, why not? So that little groove, I don't know if you can see it, there it is where I'm going to cut this whole end of the off, this is coming off the back, and I'll keep this part up here, the front half, and it'll have notches that can hook into those propeller notches. I put that in my Dremel tool and very crudely laid it off with a knife, so I now have a base that I can create something like this, and it should fit on the same shaft. Alright, with the Dremel tool and a little bit of sanding, I have reshaped this. I've given it some flat sides that should hook into the corresponding grooves on the propeller now. And they work in there perfect. How about that? So I now have an engaged propeller once again. That's a good thing. And the next thing to do is shrink the blade diameter down so that it can fit inside of the hole here. As you can tell, it's much too large to go in there. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is take off the amount of blade that I don't need, and it's probably going to be well out of balance, but I don't care. I have more blades on the way, but I've basically stuck that prop shaft back in so that I can mark it and figure out how much needs cut off. And I ended up using the side of this grinding stone for my Dremel, and it now fits. I've taken a 30 millimeter blade and reduced it to about 18 millimeters, so I now have something that hopefully will shoot water out of the back. This is also a lot sturdier than the one that it came with, so it's very likely I'm going to break these little posts off that are indexing the prop, you know, that hook into the grooves. So we'll see, I guess. I'll put it back together and see if it doesn't shoot water. Well, I've screwed it back together, thrown a battery in it, and I'm now hoping it makes the same horrible noise that it made before. Pretty much. Welcome to the Center for Off-Road Research, Shenanigans, and Science Marine Division, and we will now test this to see if the propeller that I just modified actually works. I think that's a win. It's just on 2S with the stock 390 motor, so it's not going to really do a whole lot of crazy stuff. But I feel like that's enough force that it can give itself a push around a lake or somewhere. I will say that if you buy one of these boats, do not run it on a sandy area, because if it takes sand through the intake, it's going to break the blades off your propeller. So I think dirt's fine. Dirt, small particles, and all that, but I would caution you against sand. I almost wonder if this isn't going to be faster than it was before, just because it has a better quality propeller on it now. Anyway, that's for the next video. We'll talk to y'all later.